Before we get into this, the new project, I had to point out, it's very seldom, but occasionally happens, that Dollarama or Dollar Tree, in this case Dollarama, will surprise me. I am sufficiently surprised this time. Dollarama actually has dice, set of 7 dice in a case, with a coin, which is your D2, I guess. Not bad. It's $3 and change. Alright, on with the video. So, for $20 and a little effort, I got 8 houses for miniatures terrain. Let me get this where you can see it. There, it's as close as I can get to centered. This time, let's see what I managed to get for $50 ordering stuff online. I looked around to see where the best deals on minis and terrain were. Surprisingly, Wish.com had the same prices as AliExpress and Amazon. As far as I could find, those are the same prices I found in the 4 local game shops here in Chilliwack. So there's no saving money there, but Temu, surprisingly, had a lot better. Granted, what I get might not be the best quality, or might not even be meant as miniature terrain for a TTRPG, but that's not important. I'm looking at price here. I gave myself a limit of $50, 50 Canadian, and I ended up spending $46.80 for 6 items. I got 4 bags of medieval soldiers. They're a little smaller than 28 millimeter scale, so they're perfect for small folk. They could represent halflings and gnomes effectively. I also ordered a 46-piece 28 millimeter modular dungeon wall set and a 6-piece modular dungeon wall expansion set. Let's see what's actually in the packages, and we can judge them together. So, yeah, I already opened them up, but this is the first time you're seeing them, so, you know, stop complaining. First, let's look at the minis. All told, they're not that bad. There's 50 in a bag, and I got 4 bags, and they're $3 and change each. They are, once I get out of the box to show you, they're the same height as our goblins, kobolds, and halflings. I don't know how well that comes up. Not the best, but you can see they're about the same height. They're shorter than a medium creature would be. So, yeah, that works. Let's do another one here. Stand him next to a kobold, and yeah, same height. The sculpts aren't bad. I mean, they're cheap, but they're better than the standard plastic green army men we used to get as kids. And from what I've seen in them, you get 11 different poses, different sculpts, in 4 different colors. So you could put out 44 individual named NPCs that could be differentiated. Hopefully nobody's going to try and do that in a session. We've got 200 of them, all perfectly serviceable. So you could field an army, or you could field 2 small armies, or 4 small armies, and be able to differentiate between them. The gray ones, dark gray, almost black, seem to have the best, you can't see it very well, but they seem to have the best molding or release from the molds, which gives them the most detail, and they're the most solid. The blue ones seem to be the softest and squishiest. But, there's not that much difference between them. And at $3 and change for 50, I'd say that's pretty good. I'll put this way, and then we can look at the terrain kit. All right. The dungeon wall set and the expansion set totaled about $31 and change, Canadian again, which is less than half what it would cost in a game store or Amazon or AliExpress or Wish.com. Yeah, you can see a bit more of it there. All the expansion pack had in it was 6 of these curved wall pieces. And considering it was only $4, I don't care. But you can see they're reasonably useful. 2 inches in length. Everything is standard 2 inches in length, which is good. And that's all that was in the expansion set, but there's 2 of them in the standard set. But they're useful. I mean, you could do the base of a tower attached to walls, or a roundhouse. Base of a roundhouse, base of a tower, base of a silo, something round. 4 of them, you got a foundation. I don't know where the other curve is, but there it is. So yeah, you can put 2 of that together. Like so. Works well. What else came in the kit? There were 21 of these 2-inch wall segments. Pretty good sculpt. Good weight to them. You know, they're going to stay where they're supposed to be. They move easily. You know, you can slide them around if you need, but they'll sit still when you put them down. 21 of them, odd number. Two of these door frames that you can use with or without the doors. Again, it's a 2-inch wall segment, which would be 10 feet in for standard maps. Bit bigger than a door needs to be, but you got, sorry. Hey, look at that, they're durable too. But there's 2 of them, and they're pretty good. Reasonably useful. One wall section, again, 2-inch wall section, but this one has a window in it. One of those. Got 6 of these 2-inch cage walls. I'm trying to keep my hand out of the light and still letting you be able to see. It's getting difficult, but we got 6 of these. Useful. What else is there in there? There's 2 pillars, which I guess could be used to change the distance or to be the center, a pillar in a room. They're little more than half an inch by a little less than half an inch. We get a pair of them. Now, there's 3 human prisoners. Actually, I'll set these down here for you to see them. Move the camera. The trouble with these, because they're really good sculpts, they're really clean, really nice, but they're a little bigger than 28mm scale. Come on, focus, you fuck. There it is. Yeah, they're a little bigger than 28mm scale. They're really good sculpts, though. They're good, decent material. You know, kind of scary looking. You know, the way they're restrained, the way they're tied, and the one looking on the floor like he's dead. But they're too big. I mean, if these would be large creatures at 28mm scale, these would be rather small giants. Like, if you can imagine, these could be like skinny ogres, or maybe even skinny hill giants. I don't know why you'd be trying to keep those prisoner, especially in the scale of everything else. What else we got? Rest we got is scatter terrain. We've got a bed, which is way too big. But again, good sculpt, good quality. It could be used for a large creature, not for something medium-sized, like a human or an elf. It's too big for that. It'd fit these guys. We have a table in 2 pieces, which again is too big. I mean, that'd be like shoulder height for most medium creatures. But good sculpt. It's even got 2 built-in tools on top of it, which you could paint it up. You could hang it on a wall or something and have it as like in a shop somewhere, or in a blacksmith or something, or a carpentry place. It's there. It's potentially usable, but not as what it's intended to be, because it's too big. The rest of the scatter terrain, we got 2 wooden crates that are actually really good, decent quality, and a good scale. Where'd that last barrel go? There's 1 more of them around here somewhere. Must have fallen off. Yeah, the other barrel must have fallen off of the cardboard I got laid out here for you. But anyway, that's the scatter terrain you get, and they're decent. They're good quality. I mean, they're the good size. They're good plastic. They're, you know, easily recognizable as what they're supposed to be. Oh, there's the other barrel. So yeah, like I said, they're decent. They look good. If it focuses, you can see it's a good sculpt. It's clean. Probably just 3D printed, but they do what they're supposed to do. Which just sit on the board and provide half cover for the PCs that you're trying to kill when you run a game. Ha. But yeah, that's the set. So all in all, is it worth the money I paid for it? Yeah. There's a couple of pieces I'm not going to use. Ever. But all in all, it's worth the money. It's worth, what you get is worth what you paid for it. And that's all I ask. But with what you get, you can put together a layout something like this, which is enough for 1 session. You can get the general idea where everything is, what everything is, including the doors. Said, get my thumb to work. They just pop out, so you can use them with or without the doors. And like I said, the sculpts, they're really good sculpts. If I can get it to focus, there's a lot of detail. But they're too big. Same as the bed. A little too big. And the table. The rest of it's great, though. I'm not setting up the desk and the laptop and everything for you today. There's too much going on. But Mouse says hi. And if you enjoy this, you know, what kind of terrain do you guys buy? How much are you willing to spend on having stuff that can be reused like that? Let me know. Maybe we can have a conversation about it. As always, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you next time.